What is going on, everybody? How are we all doing? And welcome back today to the FIFA 18 Blackburn Rovers Career Mode Road to Glory Season 2 starting today. And I'm going to have to be starting today's episode off with a bit of an apology, because I said to some people in the comment section that were asking that I was going to show you the squad report from last season. I've got to this date, as you can see, the end of the last season. I thought I'd still be able to show the squad report from this screen, but it turns out that I can't. So I'm going to show you the tables, top scorers, all that kind of stuff, but I just can't find a way of looking at the squad report, unfortunately. I'll show you it at the start of the next season, but of course that's not going to show by how much certain players have gone up by and stuff like that, which sucks, so I apologise for that. So we'll show you quickly how the league table finished. You can see we did finish top of the tree, as you would expect. We actually finished bang on 100 points, which is an incredible achievement. When you look at our goal difference as well, compared to every other team. I mean, if you're not sure, of course we did sim the last 5 games of the season, but even so, 50 goals in the positive, obviously, for the goal difference. 38 ahead of the next best. 100 points, 20 points clear of second place, who really did well and truly dominate that league. You can also see that Dominic Samuel finished top scorer, 3 goals ahead of second place Oz Turner with 23 goals, which was fantastic. However, there was some horrific news in the games that I was simming. Now, I could have stopped simulating, reloaded the save, and just pretended it never happened, but I didn't think that I'd be true to the save. I like trying to keep this, like, you know, if stuff happens, it happens. You have to get over it, get on with it. And in one of the games that I've simulated, Dominic Samuel actually picked up an injury and was out for 7 months with an anterior cruciate ligament, which absolutely sucks, which means he's going to miss quite a bit of next season. And I don't know how long he's got till he comes back, but that is something that we're going to have to assess when we load up Season 2. But I think I'm going to do that now. So you've seen the league table, you've seen the top scorers. Let's load up the Season 2, the first screen of it. We'll take a look at the squad report so you can get a rough idea of what players improved and by how much. And then it's time to get into transfers again, I think. Here we are then, guys. Day 1 of Season 2. First things first, let's have a look at the squad report and you guys can get a rough idea of what players went up and by how much. So we've got Raya in goal, who's 68 rated. We've got Lutweiler, who's 67. Nyambe, 72. He's gone up quite a lot, Nyambe, actually. He's one of our bigger improvements on last year. We've got him to sign a new contract, which is fantastic. And I think he's probably one of, if not our best player rating-wise now, the right back. Youngster still as well. Caddy, 68. Lenihan is 70. Mulgrew is 71. Scott Wharton, who I think was out on loan last season, is a 61. 67 for Elliot Woods. 71 for Derek Williams, another very solid performer for us last season. Sam Hart, 61. 58 for Jack Doyle. Dupont is a 58 now, going up, nearly hit that 60 mark. 67 for Richard Smallwood. Royson, 66. 64 for Reece Nelson. Still got Reece Nelson. I thought we must have loaned him for 2 seasons. I don't remember that. I thought we'd only loaned him for the 1. There you go. Even better. We've got Costello, 58, 51 rated for Itu. Of course, he's going up nicely. I think he was a 44 when we first had him, so he's gone up a lot. And although he's still low rated, he's certainly improving very quickly. Ben Gladwin, 65 rated. Corey Evans, 68. 68 Peter Whittingham. Elliot Bennett is 69. Actually, maybe he hasn't left yet, because Elliot Bennett is another one that's leaving, and he leaves as soon as the transfer window opens, so maybe that's the same for Reece Nelson as well. We've got Tabler, who's a 72, so another 72 rated player there. We've got Bradley Dack, who's a 70. We've got Dominic Samuel, 69. You can see he's still going to be out for another 4 months, so he's probably going to be missing the first 2 months of the season. Absolutely devastating. That is 69 rated for him. Connor Washington, 66, and that is the squad. So we've got a nice spread of players. I'm going to show you the team that we're going to be playing and where we need to improve. There's still Alvaro Vidal to come in as well. Let's not forget he's going to be joining as soon as the transfer window opens, and I'm guessing that Reece Nelson's going to be leaving at that moment as well. So of course at the start of every season you get these pre-season tournaments. We're going to be accepting the one that pays out the most money. It's not actually got too many incredible teams in there, not many that I recognise anyway. Of course we're only a championship team ourselves, so 3.3 million there is rather nice. If we look at the news, let's take a look at what's coming through. So Elliot Ward has left the club. Bennett has left the club. Pre-contract arrival of Alvaro Vidal, which is fantastic. And there you go as well. Look, that's Reece Nelson. So he's gone back to Arsenal after all. I thought we'd only got him for 1 season. So right now, guys, this is our strongest 11, I think. We're going to be sticking with the 4-3-2-1 that saw us well through the end of last season. Raya, I think, is absolutely fine in goal. He's only 68 rated, but he was a solid performer for us last season. And I'm also quite happy with the Mulgrew-Lenihan partnership in back. I think our defence as a whole is one of our strongest areas on the pitch. Williams was a very good performer for us last season. Nyambe, 72, one of our best players, and still very young. I mean, he's only 20. He really has got a ton of potential. Midfield, we're going for Small, DuPont, and Bradley Dack. Dack is someone that we didn't play a ton of last season. He played a fair bit, but I wouldn't say he was a regular. He's gone up to a 70 rated player now. He's still only 24, and I think I'm going to give him a chance to begin with. We've of course got Itu here, who's only 51 rated, and I want him to grow, but 51 rated is far too low right now. I think DuPont we can get away with being 58. He can grow hopefully quickly, and hopefully so can Itu, but I want to be getting them around that 60 mark realistically to be playing them, and of course DuPont's only a couple short of that, but Itu is a million miles away. We're going to be playing Smallwood still as our holding midfielder. He was again one of our solidest performers last season, one of our most consistent players. And then currently we've got a front three of Washington, new signing Albora, Video and Tabla. Now of course normally we'd have Dominic Samuel there, but he's at performance, so I think one thing that we're definitely going to be needing to bring in straight off the bat is another striker, because of course Antonson, who was so solid for us last season, was in on loan, so he's no longer at the club, and you can see our squad is considerably smaller than it was last season. Now, I've not looked at our budget or anything yet, but one of the players that you guys were very keen on me bringing in was Angel Gomez, so he's someone that we're going to be looking at straight away. I think we definitely need another striker, and I think we probably need just some general depth really, and perhaps some improvements in that. I'm not even sure, because I'm quite happy with the starting 11 aside from the striker. I think, you know, most players there, apart from the really young player in DuPont, you know, you're talking 70 plus, which I don't think is too bad at all for the championship. But we certainly need depth. Striker's someone that we definitely need. Probably another central midfielder, maybe a CDM, I'll have to wait and see. But depth, I think, is the key right now, because Championship, again, like League One, it's a very long season, and we right now do not have the squad for it at all. So you can see we've actually got a very nice budget. We're talking 6.3 million. I think we could do quite a nice bit of work with that. 20,000 in the wages. I'd actually be quite tempted to change that a bit and maybe bring it down to 5 million and 44 grand in the wages, because then we could look to bring in loan players, stuff like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear our shortlist of most players and then fill it in again with the players that you guys have suggested over the last couple of episodes towards the end of the season. So we're going to have a fresh shortlist, and then we're going to search through players going from that, I think. So I've managed to whittle down the shortlist quite a lot from the players that you suggested last year, and a couple that you suggested over the recent videos as well. Now, if you've got any more suggestions, leave them in that comment section down below right now for me to look at in the next episode, because there's still going to be transfer dealings to be done, obviously. But players that are appealing to me straight away: Angel Gomez, I said we're going to try and get him if we can, and that's exactly what we're going to do. I love the fact that he can play many different positions. I love the fact that he's only 17 and he's 68 rated already. A stumbling block could be the weekly wage. £27,000 is a lot of money. So we'll do what we can to try and get him in, but I'm not going to guarantee anything. I'd love to, but, you know, like I said, 27 grand is a lot of money. It's like more than double what anyone else is on at the club right now. Now, Ben Woodburn is also someone that's on a lot of wages, but his value's not too high. Very similar, actually, stats-wise, and you know, again, the wages are probably going to be an issue there. In fact, I'm going to remove Ben Woodburn, because I don't think we particularly need a left winger desperately. However, this is where it gets a bit interesting, because Moise Keane is someone that got suggested for us last season. He's only 18 years old. He's already a 67 rated striker. And then we've got Ben Brereton, who's also a young striker. He's 19, but he's a couple of ratings better. But I just want you to look at the difference in wages and stuff between these two players, just because Moise Keane is playing in, I don't know if Hellas Verona in Calcio B or Serie A, Serie A or Serie B, but he's so much cheaper, like in terms of wages and in value. So I think we're going to go for Moise Keane over Ben Brereton for our first signing, I think. I think he'd be a great... We need another striker. He's young, which is fantastic. His value isn't too high, and I think he's got a lot of room to grow as well. I mean, we're talking he's 67 rated at the age of 18. He could comfortably be hitting those 80s if we kept him for a long time, I think. And I think value for money-wise, he's a lot more sensible than going out for Ben Brereton, especially. I know we've got 5 million to spend, but we don't want to be blowing it all at once. So I think Moise Keane is the first player that we're going to go for. So Moise Keane, then, let's go in with a £1.2 million opening bid. It's 200,000 less than what his value is. I don't know how much they're going to value his potential or anything like that. So this is going to be quite interesting, because obviously he's a player with a lot of potential. What are they saying to that? Okay, they'll accept that transfer fee. That is absolutely fantastic. They do want to include a sell-on clause and receive 1% of the transfer fee. Okay. What, 1%? That's absolutely fine. A 1% sell-on clause. That's crazy. Let's just accept it straight away. I think 1.2 million. We might have ourselves a bit of a bargain there, lads. I know it's only day one of the transfer market, but for the potential that he's got, the wages are so low as well. Hopefully we can keep him on low wages. That could be an absolute steal. So shout out to whoever suggested Moise Kean. I know it was quite a long time ago, but shout out to you. Here we go then. Let's negotiate with the player himself. This could be our first signing of season number 2. And a very good one at that as well. So I've already said the transfer fee that we're paying, the potential that it's got. I think this could be a very good deal. Now, is he going to be important? Is he going to be rotation? I think he's probably going to be rotation just for now. Hopefully he's okay with that, because let's not forget, Dominic Samuel is our main striker. I mean, I think he's probably going to start straight away, Moise Kean, because of Samuel's injury, but after that, that's not going to work. He wants to be an important player. Okay, that's fine. We can still work with that, because I think he's going to play a lot of football to begin with. Then when Samuel comes in, we can't not play Samuel after his record last season, can we? So that's going to be an important role for Kean, it would seem. We want him for a long time. I'm going to say 4 years. Hopefully he accepts that, because obviously he's a young player. Wants to turn down for as long as we can, really, with the potential he's got. We don't want him to be being taken away on a low budget offer, a low transfer offer, just because his contract's running out or anything like that. Yes, that's what we're after. That's absolutely fantastic. Good start. Good start. Right, it's time to talk money. So, at his old club, he was on £1,800 a week. Now, that is a very low amount, but I'm going to try and keep him fairly low. Let's say 3,000 with a signing on fee of a couple £100,000. Hopefully that'll be okay. I really struggle with these. I never know if I'm going in too high, too low, but I don't want to offend the player and make him just walk out, if that makes sense. So hopefully that's acceptable. Let's see what they say. That's a fair offer. Okay, the client's happy with that. So we might be able to go in a little bit lower than that. But I think when you look at the grand scheme of the team and the wages that everyone else is on, I still think that's a cracking deal. And Moise Kean is our first signing of season number 2. Let's just take a look at his stats and see how he's going to fit in, shall we? So there we go then. Moise Kean slots straight into the team. He's going to be our main striker until Dominic Samuel comes back in, with Connor Washington playing backup. He's actually not got some bad stats. He's fairly well rounded. A lot of them in those sort of mid to high 60s, low 70s. 18 years old. A bunch of room to grow. And for the 1.2 million we got him for and the wages that he's on, I'm very, very happy with that for our first signing. Another interesting one is Raheem Harper. Of course, we had him on loan last season and he was outstanding for us. I'll be very, very interested in seeing if we could bring him in on a permanent deal. So let's shortlist him in the transfer hub and see how much they want for him, because he was very good for us last season. And again, he's a player, young midfield. We need a bit more depth, I think, like I was saying before. And I genuinely think he could grow into be a very, very good player. Only 18, 66 rated. Again, similar situation to the last goal we signed there. But he did so well for us before. I think it'd be a shame not to go back in for him. Here we are then negotiating with Tony Pulis, who's got his cap on. He's actually been sacked today as I record this. I can't believe he's got his suit on and his cap. That is absolutely ridiculous. But Raheem Harper is what we're here to talk about. Central midfielder, 66 rated overall. His current value is 1.2 million. If we can get him for around the £1 million mark, that would be absolutely outstanding in my opinion. So we're just going to go out there straight away and offer that flat out £1 million. See what they say to that. So they won't let him go for less than 1.2 million. Let's see if we can get him for 1.1. You know, we'll try and bring him down a little bit. So there we go, 1.1 million for Raheem Harper. Like I say, a player that last season played a large role in our promotion, was absolutely outstanding, I felt, when he came in. And now we could be looking to get him on a permanent deal. His wages aren't too bad either, £8,000 a week. We can keep him on roughly around that. I don't think that's too bad. Hopefully as well, if we can get him on a long contract, that'll be even better. Here we go. So he wants a squad role of rotation, which I'm more than happy to give him. That's absolutely ideal, of course. We're going to have a lot of central midfield talent, hopefully. I mean, we've already got DuPont and Itu that I want to get involved. Hopefully we'll be able to get in Angel Gomez. We've also got Bradley Daku, like I say, he's hit 70 rated now and he's only 24. So there is going to be quite a lot of rotation in central midfield, and I think when you're in a league like the Championship, it allows that quite easily just because there are so many fixtures. So that's a good start to negotiations, hopefully. What would he say to a 5-year deal? Sometimes I offer 4 because I think 5's a bit much, but if he did accept 5, that'd be amazing. So he only wants a 2-year deal, Harper. That's a bit concerning. Let's counter that with 3 years. Let's sort of meet in the middle. Can you meet in the middle, Raheem? I still don't think that's too bad, 3 years as well. You're looking that's going to take until he's 21. Hopefully, if everything goes well, we could be promoted to the Premier League by then. Maybe like could be a low to mid-70s. That'd be fantastic. And yeah, he's accepted that, so that's fine. 3 years, perfect. Right, let's talk salary. So, at West Brom, he was on £8,100 a week. What if we offered him flat up, just bang on the money, 8, And again, we'll put a signing on bonus of 150 grand this time. So he'd be on £100 less than he was on at West Brom. But I wonder if he'd be willing to sacrifice that £100 to know that he's going to play more first team football, if that makes sense. So what do they say to that? I'm sorry, but okay, too low. But they want less wages. But he also wants some of the clauses. So he wants a signing on bonus of 150 grand and 41 grand after 5 appearances. I think I'm okay with that. Wage is 7.7. Can we drop his wage down ever so slightly if we're going to give him those bonuses and stuff? Let's see if we can bring him down to 7.5. We're playing with fire a bit here. We don't want to upset him, but 7.5 is a nice round number, I would say. So if we can get him for that, that'd be nice. And then we're giving him everything else that he wants there as well. Sorry, but we can't go ahead. So okay, so he wants 7.7 grand. Okay, we'll pay the extra £200 a week. He's on board now. Fantastic stuff. Raheem Harper, another very, very promising young talent, got him back into the team. I was torn between him and Harry Chapman as to who to bring back, and I think Harper, to me, was more impressive in his time, so that's who we've gone for. And he's also going to slot straight into the team, or at the very least on the bench, like I say, a player that we're very familiar with at the club as well. And it also adds that bit of depth that I was mentioning before that I really think we need. So I've just set up training for the first time as well. These are the 5 that we're going to be going for initially. We've got Moise Kean, the new signing, and Harper again, the new signing, although he was here last season, of course. Tabla, Dupont, and Itu. There's a few other players I'd like to be training, so this is probably going to be rotated a little bit, but that is who we're going to go with initially, at least anyway. So I suppose the last deal that I'm going to try and do today to end on, we're probably going to play our first friendly of the pre-season tournament, but Angel Gomez, a player that you guys are often asking me to try and go out there and get. That's exactly what we're going to try and do. Let's just make sure first that we have got the wage capabilities to get him, and then we'll go in for negotiations. So we've got 33 grand in the wage budget. We've got 2.4 million left in the kitty. Hopefully we can get some more players afterwards. We should still have some money left after this, but this is probably going to be the biggest signing in this career mode so far. If we can get in Angel Gomez, so much potential. Like I say, I love the fact that he can play across the front, across the pitch. You know, left wing, right wing, and central midfield. Absolutely ideal. Let's see if we can bring in the absolute star man in, because he has got a big future ahead of him in real life and in his career mode, I'm sure. Meeting Mourinho as well. Hopefully we can get this deal done. See that. The price has been set the same, so 1.9 million is going to cost. We're going to accept it because he's got so much potential that I think long term 1.9 million could still be an absolute steal, to be honest with you. Yeah, he wants 33 grand, so we're going to have to end negotiations for now. I don't think we're going to be able to get him, in all honesty, guys. We've got a good transfer fee for him, but the wages are just sky high, unfortunately. So let me know your suggestions in the comment section down below for alternatives to Angel Gomez, more players we can bring in. Although we've gone for mainly youth players so far, I wouldn't mind a bit of experience in there as well. I mean, we've already got Peter Whittingham, which isn't a bad start. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this first game of this pre-season tournament. Going to end the episode after that. But like I say, leave your suggestions in the comment section down below, and we'll get these players scouted out and see who we can bring in for this season. So guys, this is the team that we're going to go with. I'm going to show you before we go into the game, because I'm going to skip the intros because it's only a pre-season friendly. But we're going with the 4-3-2-1, of course. A front three of Keane, Video and Tabla. Keane and Video both making their debuts. We've got a midfield three of Bradley Dack, Harper making his proper debut, I suppose, after joining permanently with Smallwood behind. Then a back four of Williams, Wharton, Lenihan, Niambe and Ryan. Now, Wharton's had to come in because Mulgrew is on international duty. And when you see that Mulgrew being a 71 or a 72, whatever he is, and our backup 61 rated, maybe that's somewhere else that we need a bit more depth in that centre-back position. We could bring in perhaps a couple of players there as well for backup. But that's the team that we're going for today's game. Hopefully it can get the job done. It's only a friendly. We're playing against Valerenga Football. Not a team I'm particularly familiar with, but hopefully we can just get a win here. And hopefully it can just be a good debut for Video and for Keane. Keane, it's well played. That is his friend Dupont. Video's running at the top as well. Video, he's in on goal here. I'll borrow Video to make it 1-0. And he does. It's 1-0. This has been an incredibly dull game really so far, but we finally make the breakthrough in the 75th minute, and it's Alvaro Video, picked out by Moise Kean, the two new signings, both making their debut for the club today, and they link up to get the goal. Video starting how we hope it can continue really. It was a nice finish from the young Spaniard. I say young, he's 23. Is 23 count as young in football? I don't even know anymore, but he takes it really well. One thing I did notice with Video stats actually, which I wasn't aware of, is his stamina, which is 46. That could be an issue for us this season, but as long as he scores when he plays like he did there, we won't mind that whatsoever. Tablet's taken out well in his stride, and he's found Moise Kean. It's got to be a chance now for Keane to get his first goal for the club. The Italian! Oh, he's finessed it wide. We need to find his sweet spot, I think, guys. There's been just a couple in this game. Not the best debut from Keane, but plenty of time left yet. I'm not too worried at all. There's a corner kick here for Villarreal. Their last chance of the game, probably. It is the 90th minute now. Can they get an equaliser? It's been a pretty dull game, but I'd say we deserve the lead, so hopefully we can hang on here at the end. Oh, I'll tell you what. They went pretty close there, but it doesn't matter because it goes wide. And the final whistle is blown. In our first game of Season 2, we win it 1-0. Alvaro Video with the only goal of the game. It was a very dull match. We had 8 shots to their 7, but none of them were really amazing efforts. And yeah, I'd say we deserved the win, but like I say, very, very dull game. And that, guys, is going to end off the episode. Thank you very much for watching. Of course, this has been episode 1 of our second season. I think for signing suggestions, it's depth again. Like I said at the start, we really need some depth because if we get a couple of injuries, we could be in real trouble. But leave your suggestions in the comment section down below. I think really in any position we could do with depth, really. I think we're not in a bad area, but like I say, if we get a couple of injuries, we could be in trouble. So just general suggestions for players in the comment section down below. Preferably ones that are on low wages, are not going to be super expensive, but with good potential. If that makes sense, so people like your Moise Keanes, like a Harper that we saw today as well. I think central midfield we're looking kind of okay for. That's an area that we have got a lot of depth, but on the wings we probably need a couple of players. For striker we're not looking too bad. Centre back we probably need another one. Wing back we're not too bad because we've got a Ryerson. Maybe another left back, although we have got Hart as well still, I believe. Maybe a goalkeeper as well. So plenty of suggestions that need coming in. So let me know in that comment section down below. That is going to end off the episode. Appreciate your feedback as always, lads. And leave a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. I will speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Enjoy the rest of your Monday afternoon or evening or whatever time you're watching this. Nidge out.